On tonight's episode of the podcast, we enter the Bone Temple. That's right, we are back with the next follow-up in the 28 years later saga. Is it better than the last one? We're going to chat about it. We saw The Rip over on Netflix, bringing back Matt Damon and Ben Affleck together in a new cop thriller. Is it any good? We're going to chat about it. I saw an early screening of the new Chris Pratt sci-fi movie Mercy, and I'm happy to talk about that one couple days early before it even drops in theaters. Over on the streaming side, I checked out the new comedy Code 3, and I'm happy to chat about that one a little bit. Over on the TV side, we got some new shows coming from Star Trek. That's right, Starfleet Academy is here on Paramount Plus. The Fall and Rise of Reggie Jenkins is here, new comedy that I definitely want to chat to you about as well. Couple other shows that I decided to dive into, so we are chock full with a lot of stuff to get into, and of course the news of the week. So strap on in, because it is time for another brand new Am I on the Air? Well, all right. What is going down, everybody? Welcome back to another brand new edition of Am I on the Air? My name is DONMEGA. I'm your host. I'm so happy that you're back to join me once again. Or if this is your first time listening, welcome to the show. Taking the risk of hitting that play button. I know there's a lot of podcasts out there, but we are here to break down the latest and the greatest when it comes to entertainment news and television, movies, and non-spoiler reviews. You come right here on a week-by-week basis to get caught up with it all. Tonight, it's season 31. It's episode 8, and tonight's show is titled, Are We the Good Guys? We're going to be breaking down the news from January the 14th through today, January the 20th. I can't believe we're already at the 20th of January. I feel like just yesterday we were saying Happy New Year, and this month is 4 movies to talk about. I got a handful of shows to talk about, and of course we got to get into the news of the week. So we got a chock full episode to get into. But before we start, I want to plug one more time. If for some reason you have not been listening, or this is the first time you've clicked on play, or whatever the case may be, about a week ago, a little over a week ago, we did our annual special episode, our Am I Still on the Air spinoff episode of the top 10 movies of 2025 and the top 10 most anticipated of 2026. It's an amazing episode. That's why I want to show it some love one more time and let you know, just in case you missed it, to go check that one out. It is available in 2 formats. You can listen to the audio version right here on the podcast feed, or if you would like to watch it, this one is actually in video form, and you can check that out on our YouTube page, youtube.com/AmIOnTheAir, and you'll be able to find that one right there. We also have a playlist that says Am I Still on the Air? So if you have trouble finding it, you can just go right to the playlist, and you'll see them all stacked up right there. But it's an amazing episode talking about the best films of 2025 and what to look forward to in 2026. So make sure you go check that one out. But here we are. It is season 31, episode 8, and let's get into it, man. Our first movie going back to the theater was 28 years later, The Bone Temple. Dr. Kelson finds himself in a shocking new relationship with consequences that could change the world as we know it, and Spike's encounter with Jimmy Crystal becomes a nightmare that he can't escape. Now, for some of you, you didn't even know that there was another 28 years later coming out, because we just got 28 years later like 6 months ago. This movie just came out last summer. Remember, with Aaron Taylor Johnson and Jodie Comer. It was the return of this franchise, right? We had 28 days later, 28 weeks later, and now we're at 28 years later. And that last movie over the summer ended on a cliffhanger, and that was because they filmed these 2 movies back to back. Now, they're different directors, but the same writer kind of putting everything together. And that allowed them to be able to put these movies out so close together, back to back, having different directors. Now, I'll tell you, the one that came out 6 months ago or so, if you go back and listen to that episode of the podcast, I think I gave it a 3 out of 5, but I just thought it was okay, really, overall. The movie starts out really, really strong. I love the first half, and then the second half just takes a nosedive for me. So I was a little sour on that film. Going into this one, I had high expectations and hoping that we would get some really cool shit, because that last movie ends on such a weird cliffhanger kind of ending, right? Where Spike is, he's off to try to do his own journey, and then Jimmy's, right, with Jack O'Connell and all his little minions. And in this movie here, we kind of pick up right from there, right? Spike is with the Jimmies, and he's a new Jimmy, but then Dr. Ian Kelson is off to the side with Ray Fiennes, and he's, trying to work on some sort of cure, and he's trying to test it on Samson. Remember Samson, the big alpha from the first movie? So there's a lot going on in this film between the two dynamics of the Jimmies and then what Ray Fiennes is doing with Samson. So I will say this, I still didn't love this movie, but this movie is way better than the last one. So I'm happy to report that. I walked out feeling pretty good about watching this one. This one doesn't have the pacing issues that the first movie did. I wish there was a little bit more of like the zombie stuff. This movie doesn't really have very much of the actual zombie killing, right? The infected running around killing people. They don't lean into that very much in this movie. In this movie, you get a lot of the violence from the Jimmies, right? And then you get a lot of other stuff too. I don't want to get into spoilers here, but there's some really cool scenes in this movie, and the gore is kind of kicked up a notch to an extent. But everyone in this one kills it, man. I mean, the kid that plays Spike, Alfie Williams, he's really good. All the Jimmies are really good. Chi Lewis Pari, I believe is his name, who plays Samson. He's really good. Ray Fiennes, though, steals the show. I mean, he was good in the first movie, but he steals this movie. This is his movie, and he's fantastic. And there's a scene, all I'm going to say at the end, with Iron Maiden. If you watch this movie and you hear Iron Maiden start playing, get ready for a fun-ass cinema scene. It is pretty cool. But overall, man, I would give this one 3 out of 5 stars. I know it's the same score as I gave the last movie, and I was kind of sour on it. But this movie still doesn't really hit a 4 or a 5 for me. It still kind of weighs off from that, but it was still good, and I really enjoyed it. And like I said, a lot more than the last one. So definitely a thumbs up to check out. And that's 28 years later, The Bone Temple. The next movie I saw over the weekend, I was very happy to jump into this one, and that was The Rip. This one's directed by Joe Carnahan, written by Joe Carnahan, based on a true story, a thriller crime action movie. Trust phrase when a team of Miami cops discovers millions in a cache inside a rundown stash house, calling everyone and everything into question. You got Matt Damon, you got Ben Affleck, you got Stephen Yeun, Tiona Taylor, Sasha Kaye, Kyle Chandler, Scott Adkins. There's a lot of people in this damn movie, man. And I love Joe Carnahan. This dude knows how to do action, and he knows how to do these kind of movies. Look up his resume, dude. Almost every movie that dude has done is fire. And I really, really like this one. I know Netflix gets kind of a bad rap sometimes of like the movies they put out aren't very good, that they get a lot of big names, but the movies kind of fall flat. I thought The Rip was badass. It's got a lot of twists and turns. You don't know who's good. You don't know who's bad. That is why tonight's show is titled, Are We the Good Guys? That is the question that this movie puts on you, right? It's wondering, like, you're looking at all these cops and you're saying, are they the good guys? And it's a great, valid question to ask. And Matt Damon and Ben Affleck are fantastic in this. Everyone's really good, but they're really, really great. And the movie's pretty damn riveting, and I loved it. So if you have Netflix, I say go check this one out. I give The Rip... What did I give The Rip? I think I gave The Rip 4 out of 5 stars. I was trying to think of my official score, but I don't usually score Netflix movies too often. But I think I give it a 4, man. It was a 4 out of 5. I really, really dug this one, and happy that I got to check it out. All right. My next movie, and I'm happy with this one, man. I get to talk about this one a little early. This next movie doesn't even come out till Friday. We're recording this on a Tuesday. I saw this movie last night in IMAX 3D, got to see an early screening of the new Chris Pratt movie, Mercy. Chris Pratt, Rebecca Ferguson. I love this trailer. And if you listen to our top 10 countdown episode and our top 10 most anticipated, I have this movie on my most anticipated list. it's there because I love this trailer and I really love Chris Pratt as an action star. I thought this movie just looked super, super unique. And so I was ready, man. IMAX 3D, let's go. Let's check this one out. And I'm happy to say I loved it. This movie is awesome. In the near future, a detective stands on trial accused of murdering his wife. He has 90 minutes to prove his innocence to the advanced AI judge he once championed before it determines his fate. So this movie starts right out with a banger, right? He wakes up, he's in the chair, and basically he is in front of the Mercy Court. The Mercy Court has an AI judge played by Rebecca Ferguson, and she lets Chris Pratt's character, Detective Chris Raven, know that he is on trial now for the murder of his wife. And
stay with us. We'll be right back.
I'm Eileen.
I'm Spencer, and we host the Royal Highness Podcast.
And for the past 2 years, we've watched George Ruh-Roh Martin shows, and then we've talked about them while we're still in hand.
Unscripted, unhinged, and gluten-free.
We've covered Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, and then we kind of veered over to The Last Kingdom, but then Westeros once again called.
A Night of the Seven Kingdoms premiered January 18th.
So, while we hit pause on Uhtred and the final Fantasy panty, come on over, join us for Duncan Egg's adventures from a more elevated perspective.
Hey, we're current, we're topical this time.
And between new drops every Wednesday, catch up on our back catalog. Click the link, find us in your favorite podcast app, or search for us on YouTube.
Rated R for language and adult themes. And some nudity.
he's like, what? Like, what is going on? He's got some memory loss. He doesn't know why he's in the chair. And this is a program he helped establish. He loves this program because as a cop, it gets to put away the bad guys very efficiently, right? But now, since he murdered his wife, he's going on trial. And he's literally got 90 minutes to prove his innocence. And the cool thing with this movie, and I know this is why some people, I don't know, maybe got thrown off by the trailer or whatever, that, you know, it is very visual. It's like the movie Searching, or like the movie, oh man, I can't think of what the other one was. Searching, and oh man, see, I'm spacing it right now, but kind of like, not really found footage, but they're the digital kind of found footage kind of movies where you use technology, right? But this one does it in a very unique way, because it's not just somebody sitting on their computer, you know, going through files or this or that. You know, he's got internet access through this AI that he could say, pull up the phone record, show me this, show me her last 10 calls, let me see her email, let me see the last thing, let me look at her social media, what was the post from the barbecue last weekend, and kind of go through all these things. He's a detective, right? And he's got the 90 minutes, which is the runtime of the movie, to basically solve this movie in the time frame of the film. And, you know, he's putting this case together, and he's trying to figure out, show me this video camera, show me the neighbor's camera looking over here. And you're utilizing all of this technology, and I found it fascinating, man. I really, really dug it, especially in the 3D, the way the environment is, the way that the visuals come on the screen, and the way that he sees it sitting in the chair. I just thought it was super, super cool. It is hella unique. It's intense with the clock ticking down, and you're just pressed for time. I took my daughter to see it, and my daughter was like, oh my God, this clock is giving me anxiety. And she really liked it. My friends all liked it. I mean, it's such a unique film. And I'm really bummed because I'm looking online and I'm seeing just a lot of online chatter of like hate. A lot of people that are just already out the gate being like, oh, this movie looks like junk. Oh, this movie looks like a Minority Report ripoff. Who gives a shit? Minority Report was so long ago. Can we not have another movie that's got kind of features like that? Like, I don't understand. Like, why is that a bad thing? I mean, it is very unique. We always say we want original films and we want something that's unique, and we get it, and then everybody talks shit, right? I'm worried because I'm seeing articles say like this could be the first bomb of the year. It's not trending very well. It doesn't have very big ticket sales. pre-sale ticket sales, and that bums me out because looking at this movie, I don't see how this can't be a hit. Like I would invest in this movie if an investor came to me and said, "We got Chris Pratt, Rebecca Ferguson, we got this futuristic movie about this AI judge," and I'm like, "Dude, I'm sold. Let's do this," right? Like I love the concept, and I loved the movie, man. I really loved it and had a blast with it, and can't wait to watch it again, man. I will definitely buy this one. And I'm glad I got to see it early, and I might go see it again. So, big thumbs up from me. Don't listen to the haters out there. There is a lot of people that saw some early screenings like I did last night that are championing this movie and agreeing with me that like, wow, I was blown away. I wasn't expecting it to like it as much as I did. And I'm glad to see some of those posts as well, because I'm just really tired of the online hate. Before something even drops, they're already kind of disregarding it. And that's a bummer because it's a really good movie and I think you should check it out. So I give Mercy 4 out of 5 stars. Highly recommend. And my last movie here is just something I caught on streaming. This movie came out a couple months ago, and it is Code 3. This movie's with Rainn Wilson and Lil Rel Howery, and you got Rob Riggle that pops up in this thing. Yvette Nicole Brown pops up. Even Zolo Madidrea from Cobra Kai is in the beginning, a little cameo. But this one here is about a burned out paramedic who tries to survive his last 24 hours on the job while training a new recruit. So Rainn Wilson, Lil Rel, they're partners, they're paramedics, and it's Rainn Wilson's last shift. He's working a 24-hour shift, and he's just over it, man. He's over this job. He wants nothing to do with it anymore, and he's putting his notice, and he's like, I just got to get through this one last shift. And I went into this movie thinking it was going to be a very har, just over the top, silly comedy. And you know what? It's not. It really isn't. This movie's a lot darker than that. It is, some people said that they even felt the marketing was misleading. Now, it's very funny. This movie's definitely a comedy, but it is a dark comedy because it gets serious, man, because it talks about what these paramedics have to go through. And it really took me by surprise how serious at times this movie takes the situations. And, around all the humor, it's heartwarming. It's real. And that's probably the main word I can use is real. And I was pleasantly very, very happy with this one and highly recommend you check this out. This is now streaming on Hulu, and I give this one 3 out of 5 stars. Definitely check this one out. All right, that's the movie side of things. Let's go on over to TV. We'll get through this pretty quick. A new show I checked out is back in the Star Trek world. Paramount Plus loves their Star Trek, and they have just dropped Starfleet Academy, and they dropped the first 2 episodes with Holly Hunter. I checked them out, and it's just okay. It's just okay, man. Star Trek's so hit and miss for me. I didn't know how I'd feel about this, but this is like so far it's very CW, One Tree Hill Star Trek, 90210 Star Trek. They're trying to, CW it up, and I don't really dig it yet. I mean, there's no real good action. It's just the kids at the school and their drama and blah, blah, blah. I have a feeling it'll get better. We got Paul Giamatti as the bad guy, waiting for him to kind of drop and do his thing. Holly Hunter's really good in it, but so far I'm just kind of but I'll give it a couple more episodes and we'll see where it takes us. But that's Starfleet Academy, now streaming on Paramount Plus. The other new show I checked out is The Fall and Rise of Reggie Dinkins. This is a new comedy that just dropped on Peacock. It's about a disgraced former football player who's on a mission to rehabilitate his image. And this one here stars Tracy Morgan as Reggie Dinkins and Daniel Radcliffe. And basically, Reggie Dinkins is a character played by Tracy Morgan, who was a football player who was very, very popular. And then he got caught gambling on himself and he got kicked out the NFL. And his image is kind of tarnished, so he hires Daniel Radcliffe to make a documentary about his life. And this is just a straight-up comedy show, but done in that documentary style. Bobby Moynihan's on here. Craig Robinson's going to pop up. They got a really cool cast and crew, and I love Tracy Morgan, man. He's just so silly, and I really liked it, man. So I definitely say check this one out. Only the first episode is dropped, but you can stream it now on Peacock. Fear Factor's back. I just want to quickly shout that out. I used to love Fear Factor with Joe Rogan way before he was a podcast host. Evidently fear is not a factor for you. But I love it. It's back. It's back now with Johnny Knoxville. It's streaming on Hulu. Check that out. And I did finally check out The Pit. Everybody's been loving The Pit, so I said, you know what, I'm going to check it out. I watched the first episode, and it's pretty good. I will definitely continue to check this one out over on HBO Max. I had no clue that The Pit is told in linear fashion. Like, every episode is just 1 hour of the shift, right? Episode 1 is 7 a.m., episode 2 is 8 a.m., episode 3 is 9 a.m., and so forth, all the way through their day to like 9 p.m. at night. So I'm like, damn, that's pretty cool. So the whole season is literally 1 day at work as a doctor. So pretty interesting there. And, with all the awards is getting with Noah Wiley and everything. So, I'll definitely be continuing to check this one out, but happy to jump into The Pit. And lastly, if you're a wrestling fan, WWE Unreal is back for season 2. I love this show. I know a lot of diehard wrestling fans don't like this show because it exposes the business a little bit, but that's what I think is really cool about this show. I recently had just told my daughter's into wrestling as well, but she, I was letting her enjoy the fact that she thought it was real. When you're a little kid, man, it's like telling the kids, hey, Santa's not real or the Tooth Fairy is not real. You try to let them hold on to that innocence as long as they can, right? And my daughter has watched WWE for most of her life, and she really, really was invested and thought it was real. And I just recently had that talk with her a couple months ago that like, hey, so it's scripted and, it's not what it seems like on TV. It's just like a TV show or a movie. They're putting this stuff together, and she was blown away. She was like, what? So now I didn't watch season 1 with her because when season 1 came out, she didn't know the truth. But now that season 2 is out, we watched the first episode of season 2 together, and she was like, wow, that's really cool. So I'm letting her see kind of how the show's put together and how these people are kind of behind the scenes, kind of exposing it a little bit to the business, but she thought it was fascinating, and I love getting to share that with her. I love this show. 5 episodes, I believe, dropped on Netflix today. I only watched the first one, been really busy, but hey, if you're a wrestling fan, definitely check it out. That is WWE Unreal season 2 streaming on Netflix. All right, that's what I got. Man, we're 20 minutes into the show, and all we've done is reviews, so we're going to have to blaze through. But again, recap. In theaters now, 28 years later, The Bone Temple, 3 out of 5 stars. The Rip over on Netflix, 4 out of 5 stars. Mercy, it hits theaters this Friday with Chris Pratt. Go see it, 4 out of 5 stars. Code 3, 3 out of 5 stars, streaming over on Hulu. Star Trek Starfleet Academy over on Paramount Plus, The Fall and Rise of Reggie Dinkins on Peacock, Fear Factor over on Hulu, The Pit on HBO Max, and WWE Unreal Season 2 on Netflix. All right. Let's talk box office. Coming in number 10, it's the SpongeBob movie. Number 9, Anaconda. Number 8, Greenland 2, Migration. Number 7, The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring 2026 re-release. Number 6, Primate. Number 5, Marty Supreme. Number 4, The Housemaid. Number 3, Zootopia 2. Number 2, in its debut, 28 years later, The Bone Temple, only making $12.5 million. Very, very poor debut for this 28 years later. The last movie that came out 6 months ago made $30 million in its opening weekend, and this one only made 12. So it goes to show you a lot of people didn't like the last one enough to go even bother with this one, even though this one's getting better reviews. And number 1, once again, for the 5th week in a row, it's Avatar Fire and Ash. Congratulations, man. So there you go on that. All right, we're going to get on over to our news of the week. And again, our X page is the best way to go to check out any of these trailers, look at posters, check out big full articles if I don't dive into it enough. It's all right there, amiontheair.com. x.com/amiontheair for full details. All right, we have the new trailer for Corporate Retreat. This is described as a gory mix of The Menu and Saw. This is For a group of young executives, a luxury team-building trip descends into a bloody fight for survival. So check out the trailer for Corporate Retreat. We have the first trailer for The Bluff. This one stars Priyanka Chopra Jonas and Carl Urban. The thriller follows a woman who must defend her island and people after her former pirate crew finally find her. This releases February 25th over on Prime Video. Not a bad trailer. I hate pirate shit, but this one here is produced by the Russo brothers, and I love Carl Urban. I think Priyanka Chopra is a good action star. And this looks pretty decent for a little kind of action revenge flick. Yeah, I'll definitely check this out on Prime Video. Again, it comes out February 25th. We have your first look at a new horror comedy called Family Movie, which stars real-life family Kevin Bacon, Kiefer Sedgwick, Sosie Bacon, and Travis Bacon. So it's about an eclectic family of filmmakers who find themselves in a real-life horror movie when a body turns up on the set of their latest low-budget thriller. We have the first full trailer for Euphoria Season 3. That's right, Zendaya, Jacob Elordi, Sydney Sweeney, all returning for Season 3 of Euphoria. Premieres April 12th over on HBO Max. So, are you ready? Now, I'm not a Euphoria guy. I never watched the other seasons, but this season looks interesting. Maybe I'll jump in and check this one out with the time jump and everything. You know, I didn't really care about the kids in school, but maybe we'll check this one out. Now they're further on down the road. So that is Euphoria Season 3. Check out that trailer. We have the trailer for a new apocalyptic horror film called This Is Not a Test, starring Olivia Holt. This hits theaters on February 20th. Ryan Hurst has been cast as Kratos in the live-action God of War series. It's going to be in production to Prime Video here soon, so glad to see they finally got their Kratos. Ryan Hurst. Gracie Abrams will make her acting debut in a new movie called Please for A24, which will be directed by Helena Regine, who directed Baby Girl. We found some info on another new movie directed by Ben David Grabinski. It's called Mike and Nick and Alice. This stars Vince Vaughn, James Marsden, and Isaac Gonzalez. So love all three of them. I'm already in. The film follows two gangsters and the woman they love trying to survive a dangerous night when a time machine is thrown into the mix. This releases on March 27th over on Hulu. Keegan-Michael Key has revealed that Hotel Transylvania 5 is officially in the works, so there you go there. The new DC animated TV show Mr. Miracle will be canon to the DCU, so very interesting news there with that animated show being put together. Let's see here. I'm skipping around a couple things here that aren't really relevant anymore. Over on the Lucasfilm side, there's been a lot of rumors that Kathleen Kennedy was going to be either ousted or fired or quit her tenure as the president of Lucasfilm. Well, it is now official. That's right. Kathleen Kennedy will step down after 14 years at Lucasfilm and will be replaced by two Disney executives. Chief Creative Officer Dave Filoni and President and General Manager Lin-Win Brennan will jointly lead the studio behind Star Wars and Indiana Jones. Filoni's promotion was widely expected, but Brennan's elevation comes as a surprise, signaling Disney's desire to pair creative leadership with tighter financial oversight. So congratulations there. Very, very cool with Kathleen Kennedy stepping down, I believe, before even the end of the month. We have the first full official trailer for Seth MacFarlane's Ted Season 2. That's right. Our favorite little foul-mouthed teddy bear is back. This thing cracked me up, man. I loved Season 1 of Ted. If you didn't watch that, you need to watch that. It's super funny. But Season 2 coming back March 5th over on Peacock. I cannot wait. I love it. Cate Blanchett is set to reprise her role as Valka in the live-action How to Train Your Dragon 2. This is officially going to hit theaters on June 11th of 2027. So very cool there. Another actress coming back to play a role that they did as they voiced in the cartoon version. So that's pretty cool, man, just like Gerard Butler. So love to see it. Cate Blanchett returning. We got the brand new trailer for The Bride. It looks pretty cool, man, so check that one out. The Oscar nominees are coming this Thursday, January 22nd, so keep an eye out for your favorites to see if they get nominated. We have your first official look at Sophie Turner as Laura Croft in the brand new Prime Video Tomb Raider series. I think she looks decent. A lot of people are complaining online, but, I'll wait and see the show before I judge. But the picture they put out looks pretty much like she does in the video game, so not too bad. Let's see here. We have the first trailer for Darren Lynn Bousman's Twisted. This stars Demon Hansu and Lauren Lavera. The film follows two women who scam tenants by renting out expensive apartments they don't own until they encounter an owner with a dark side. Ooh. This releases February 6th. Glenn Powell's in talks to star in a new mystery sci-fi thriller called Tesseract that will be written and directed by Sam Esmail, who did Mr. Robot. Kathleen Kennedy has given an update on some Star Wars films before she leaves. She says James Mangold's film is on hold, but currently has an incredible script. Donald Glover has turned in a script for his Lando movie. Simon Kinberg is actively working on a new trilogy of films that Dave and Lin Wen are very on board for. Taika Waititi has turned in a script for a film she calls Hilarious and Great, and confirms the Hunt for Ben Solo script is also on the back burner. So there you go with that. We have your first trailer for the new Laika film Wildwood. This hits theaters later this year. Igon's Conquest is being developed with two possible paths: an HBO series or a massive Dune-sized feature film that will go to theaters. So we'll see where that one leads us. A Game of Thrones sequel series is being explored. The story is still being decided, but there's a possibility that it may be focused on Arya Stark. We have, let's see here, an exclusive clip we posted up for H is for Hawk, starring Claire Foy. It follows a woman who immerses herself in falconry after the death of her father. It's based on the best-selling memoir from Helen MacDonald, and it hits theaters January 23rd. The third Phineas and Ferb movie is officially in the works at Disney. The film follows Dr. Doofenshmirtz's time travel experiment, failing and erasing the moment Phineas's mom met Ferb's dad, meaning the boys never become brothers. Oh. We have your first look at Sender. This is starring Britt Lower, Rhea Seehorn, and Jamie Lee Curtis with David Dastmalchian. The film follows a woman who falls down a paranoid rabbit hole after receiving a series of mysterious packages. Wishful Thinking is a new surrealist rom-com that will star Louis Pullman and Maya Hawke. The film follows a volatile couple who discovers their emotional state has supernatural consequences on the world around them. The Scrubs revival, remember, that's coming soon, February 25th on ABC and Hulu. Guy Ritchie's new movie, Wife and Dog, will release in theaters on October 23rd, 2026, in theaters. It will star Benedict Cumberbatch, Rosamund Pike, and Anthony Hopkins, and it follows the relentless betrayal and murder that occurs when the Fairbank family battle for succession. HBO Max has renewed its deal to bring future A24 films to the streaming service. The next A24 film that will be added to HBO Max under the renewed deal will be Marty Supreme. Let's see here. Paramount Plus has ordered a new Anne Hathaway true crime TV show that should be coming out next year. Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere, will finally be available to stream on Hulu on January 23rd. Adria Arona and Kingsley Ben-Adir will discover that finding love can be a dangerous game in a new movie called Scorn. It'll be an erotic thriller that's gearing up to shoot in the UK at the end of the month. We do have the trailer posted for The Rise and Fall of Reggie Dinkins, the show we reviewed earlier on. So if you're not quite sure on my review and you just want to kind of get a peek of it yourself, you could check out the trailer up on our X page. We also have the trailer for the live action movie adaptation of The Mortuary Assistant. This hits theaters on February 13th. Jason Momoa says that the Minecraft 2 will begin filming in April, and he says the script is even better. It's so good, I laughed out loud, and I haven't laughed out loud in so long with a script like that. So there you go. Hopefully that means some good stuff. Sam Esmail's new film Panic Carefully will release on February 26, 2027. It will star Julia Roberts, Elizabeth Olsen, Eddie Redmayne, and Brian Tyree Henry. It's described as a paranoid thriller that is a mix of Mr. Robot and Silence of the Lambs. So very, very interesting there. We have a teaser for the return to Silent Hill. This comes to limited theaters on January 23rd. J.J. Abrams' new film, The Great Beyond, has been given a release date of November 13th, 2026. It stars Glenn Powell, Jenna Ortega, Samuel L. Jackson, and Emma Mackey. It's rumored to follow an author who reveals that the mythical world he's known for writing about is actually real. So, love this cast, love JJ, so can't wait to see what they put together here. Tim Miller's new film, Shiver, starring Keanu Reeves, will release on August 13th. Of 2027. The film follows a smuggler who gets stuck in a time loop fighting with pirates and sharks while on a mission at sea. I love it. A Conjuring prequel movie called The Conjuring First Communion will release on September 10th, 2027. I knew they wouldn't just leave this franchise alone, man. Jesus, it ends and then they're like, here's the prequel. Teresa Palmer has been cast as Sif in the live-action God of War series. Olafur Dari Olafsson has been cast as Drago in the live-action How to Train Your Dragon 2. Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos says that they will keep a 45-day theatrical window for Warner Brothers movies if they acquire the studio. If we're going to be in the theatrical business, we want to win. I want to win opening weekend, and I want to win the box office. So there you go. 45 days. So stop sweating what Netflix is going to do with Warner Brothers films. The Madison is coming to Paramount Plus on March 14th. This is the latest spinoff of Yellowstone with Michelle Pfeiffer. Michelle Pfeiffer and Kurt Russell, I believe, star in this one here. So there you go. Avengers Doomsday teasers have hit 1 billion combined views. So tell me people aren't interested in that Marvel world no more, son. So yes, very, very cool there. Let's see here. Sophie Turner and Kit Harington star in the official trailer for The Dreadful. This one's going to hit digital on February 20th. Zootopia 2 has officially become Disney's biggest animated movie of all time worldwide. That's right. The film has passed 1.7 billion so far. That is insane. That is insane. Zootopia 2, 1.7 billion. But congratulations. Marty Supreme is now the highest grossing A24 film of all time in the United States. A new Paranormal Activity movie is coming. That's right, Paranormal Activity 8 will release on May 21st, 2027, and will be produced by James Wan. Very cool. Mike Flanagan's The Exorcist film with Scarlett Johansson will be coming to theaters March 12th of 2027, so mark your calendar there. Steve Coogan has been cast in The White Lotus Season 4. A Speedy Gonzalez animated movie is in the works over at Warner Brothers. George R. Gutierrez from The Book of Life is set to direct the film. Let's see here. We talked about that. And that. We have the new trailer for Dark Winds Season 4. This premieres February 15th over on AMC. Mike Coulter reveals that he has finally had talks with Marvel about returning as Luke Cage. He says, I've had conversations, and I'll leave it at that. Daredevil's back. Jessica's back. We're in a better position to see this come into fruition faster than we think. So there you go. I think that just means he's going to be in Daredevil. So there you go there. But I'm happy about that. Mike Coulter is awesome. I love him as Luke Cage, and I would totally want to see his return there for sure. Stephen Graham stars in the first trailer for Heel. This hits theaters on March 6th. We have the new trailer for The Last Thing He Told Me Season 2. Jennifer Garner is back. Premieres February 20th over on Apple TV. Madeline Klein and Kristen Milotti will star alongside Glenn Powell in Judd Apatow's new film. The comedy will follow a country western star whose career goes into freefall. This is going to hit theaters on February 5th of 2027. Love me some Judd Apatow. I am there just based on that name. But you give me Glenn Powell and you give me Kristen Milotti. I mean, come on. Like, yes, I'm there. We have some character posters that came out for the new movie called Forbidden Fruits, which stars Lily Reinhart, Lola Tung, Victoria Pedretti, and Alexandra Shipp. The film follows a witchy femme cult who operate in a mall store's basement until a new girl threatens their existence. So this is going to hit theaters sometime later this year, but just a heads up on that movie. Another new movie coming out soon is Psycho Killer, a new serial killer horror film from Seven writer Andrew Kevin Walker. The film follows a police officer who tracks down a killer after her husband, a highway patrolman, becomes one of his victims. This will hit theaters on February 20th. We have the first teaser for Bait, starring Riz Ahmed. The series follows a man who manages to audition to be the next James Bond, but his life spirals out of control once everyone weighs in on whether he's the right guy for the job. This releases on March 25th over on Prime Video. A new documentary about Martin Short will release May 12th on Netflix. It's directed by Lawrence Kasdan, the writer of Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Léa Seydoux has joined Mikey Madison in a new wild A24 movie called The Mask of the Red Death, so that'll be interesting. Paul Rudd and Paul Giamatti are going to do a new dark comedy movie from the director of Spotlight. Michael Fassbender officially cast as Joe Kennedy Sr. That's right, for the new show Kennedy, which will be a new drama series exploring the lives, loves, and rivalries and tragedies that shaped the most iconic dynasty in modern history. So check that out. Kenan Thompson and Kel Mitchell are teaming up for a new horror comedy film titled Kenan and Kel Meet Frankenstein. That's right. Per the official logline, the story follows two delivery drivers whose routine drop-off takes a terrifying turn when they arrive at a creepy, out-of-place castle and accidentally awaken Frankenstein's monster, turning an ordinary night into a fight for survival. So there you go. And last but not least, congratulations to K-pop Demon Hunters. It is officially Netflix's most watched movie or show ever, and it's not even close. Oh my goodness. So congratulations to K-pop Demon Hunters there. And on that note, my friends, that is it. So yeah, we went a couple minutes over, but we had a lot of movies and TV shows to talk about. So let me get you on out of here. AmIOnTheAir.com is the official webpage, so make sure you bookmark that. It's got everything you need right there. The socials, the episodes, it's all right there. AmIOnTheAir.com. Make sure you like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/AmIOnTheAir. Give us a follow on our X page at AmIOnTheAir. Follow me directly at DXDonMega. Same handles over on Threads or Blue Sky, so if you're on one of the other socials, give us a follow there. It's all good. I don't care where you come from. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen. Subscribe so you never miss an episode, and leave us a review. We'd really appreciate it. Follow on our other socials, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all simply at Am I on the Air? Just one word. Very, very easy. Thank you to our great affiliates at Red Dragons Radio and the Pop Culture Pros for always streaming our show on demand. So give them a follow at Red Dragons Radio and at PopCulture_Pros. We really appreciate y'all. And that'll do it for me, man. Obviously, this weekend's big movie is Mercy. I've already seen it. Go check it out. But I'm also supposed to go to an early screening of Send Help, the new Sam Raimi film, which doesn't come out for another week and a half. And yeah, I'm hopefully going to get to see an early screening of that this Saturday. So I'll have another early one for you next week. So love it, man. And love nothing more than getting to see a movie early before the general audience. So it giddies me all up. So I hope y'all have an amazing week. Take care of yourselves and each other. And until next time, y'all, peace. Red Dragon!